Hey, reader and writer friends! I'm smiling so big because I've seriously been waiting for this day for nearly 3 years now, if you've been following my writing journey that long. But I can finally say that my book is officially in the self-publishing stages. And today we're not only going to talk about why I decided to self-publish my first book, but also which of my stories is getting published first, because you guys have heard me talk about a couple of them, and in what format, because you guys have also heard me talk about novel versus writing a serial and publishing a serial. Details about some things that have been secretly in the works for the past couple months. So relating to editors and cover designers, when the book will be ready for you to read, other super fun secrets and reveals all the way at the end. So I hope you can stick with me. And if we have time in the midst of the video, because some of you are here live, but also at the end to answer any of your questions about the self-publishing process as I've been experiencing it so far, or about the books, because I'm going to share a little bit about that. And to top it all off, today is my birthday, and I seriously couldn't think of a more fun way to celebrate it, sharing all of this stuff for the first time with a bunch of you and hanging out with you guys, because as you guys know, I love going live and seeing you all in the chat. Oh my gosh, there's so many comments already. But I just wanted to say a huge thank you to, again, all the people who are here live with me. And if you're watching the replay, because it's still gonna be a lot of fun. And whether you are live or you're watching the replay, definitely let me know you're here by commenting, and let me know how long have you been a part of my channel, and based on what you know about this video so far, what are you most excited to learn about? And I'm just gonna say hi to a couple people in the live chat, and if you're watching the replay, you can sort of skip ahead a little bit. I've been trying to put like little time markers in the video itself so you can jump around, but I see Dania and Cheryl and Jenna, and yes, almost didn't make it today, but you're here, and happy birthday. Thank you, Jenna. Mary and Child of God and Maya and Bethany. Hi, Bethany. Bethany is my amazing critique partner. So many amazing things about this book that you guys are going to hear about. Bethany helped me with. So thanks, Bethany. Katie, thank you. Happy birthday. You guys are awesome. And I saw a couple of you already answer the question that I just asked. So absolutely, Viona just said, sure thing, Brittany. So I only discovered your channel about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I wonder, what video did you first find? Along with some other author tubers, what I'm most excited to hear about is your self-publishing deets. We're gonna get into it, and the book reveal. Oh, we're gonna get there. Yay! And Child of God says, I discovered your channel maybe a month ago. Wow, there's so many newbies. Maybe a bit over that, not totally sure. I discovered it because Bethany Altazada had you on her channel. Yay! Oh, I love doing collabs with Bethany and so many other author tubers. It's been a lot of fun, and as I said, 3 years in the making. Crazy. Let's see, Morgan, I feel like I've been here since the beginning of your channel. I'm excited to see what book you're publishing. Ooh, me too. And so many of you are saying a happy birthday. Thank you so much. Oh, it's gonna be so much fun. Okay, let's get into it, because I know you all are just like, all right, tell me. Well, first of all, for any of you that are just like, okay, you decided to self-publish, a bunch of you know I was first going for traditional publishing solely, and then I started talking about hybrid publishing, which is like doing self-publishing and pursuing traditional publishing. And now I'm like, okay, at least at first, I'm going self-pub first. So let's start off with some things I wanted to consider when deciding to self-publish versus traditionally publish my books, because those kind of will get talked about in just a little bit in how I decided on them. But if you are trying to decide between them, some things you might want to consider is how much control you want, because with self-publishing, you got all the control, but you also have to make all the decisions. So traditional publishing, at least you have a team with you, but if you really like control, then self-publishing might be good. How fast you want to publish. So this, I definitely have been back and forth about how fast I wanted to get a book out there, and has definitely been a factor, because traditional publishing can literally take years. Self-publishing can also take years depending on you, but it's all dependent on you. So technically you can get stuff out a lot faster if you know what you're doing. If I wanted it to be a series, if I wanted the specific story to be a series, because I've heard that in traditional publishing, you don't always have the option to always continue the series. It's all based on your publisher. So that was something I had to consider. How well the story might do in the trad or indie market. Some books books really flourish in the indie world, in the self-publishing world. And some books, certain agents, are looking for certain things in the trad area. And if you have a certain type of book, it might get in a lot faster. So that was something else I considered. And the current state of traditional and self-publishing, because especially in 2020, everything has been affected. And so this was something that I've considered for sure. So we'll get into that. I just want to check the chat real fast because I see some other comments coming in. Jenna says, my computer crashed. Oh no, was able to jump into my phone. I don't even know how long I've been following anymore, but I found you through Instagram. Yes, I love my Instagram people. Maya says, I'm so excited to find out about which book you're publishing. I think I've been following your channel since around January, almost a whole year. Awesome. Dania, I have been looking for a long time before I joined your Patreon, so I don't really know, but I love learning from you. Dania, yes, love, love, love. If any other patrons are here, which I know you are, put I'm a patron in the comments and I'll pop you up here as well, because you all seriously love you down in the depths of my soul for supporting me extra in this endeavor. Okay, let's keep going, because as you know, I've been working on two major projects pretty intensely over the past couple of years. So let's do a quick recap, tell you a little bit about the stories in case you sort of know a little bit more about one than the other. And also because the types of stories definitely affected my decision of which one I wanted to work on publishing first. So on Wings of Ash and Dust, I started getting really serious about publishing, finishing and publishing this book in 2017, like December 2017. And so it's been a long time in the making. There was like a seedling of an idea and like a very awful draft that I wrote in middle school, but then I pulled it back out in 2017. I was like, there's like a little piece of this that's like awesome. Let's like build on that. And it's totally transformed, but it's been nearly 3 years of seriously working on this book and trying to actually traditionally publish it, which I'll talk about in a second. It has been a full-length novel up until this point, with looking to do at least a duology. It's about my world of fairies, and so I'll tell you about that in a little bit. It's on draft like a million. They're between CPs and betas and trying to do mentorship opportunities and different things like that. I even got a little bit of feedback from an agency, which I'll tell you about in a second. Yeah, so I've been working on this for a really long time. I have no idea what draft it's on. And then, as I said, I've been trying to go trad pub with this story. And so I've started querying, started sort of reaching out to agencies, but we're gonna talk about things going forward. So Sisters of the Shadowwood is another story that I started working on actually this year. It is a serial, and I've talked a lot about serials in other videos. You can go check it out if you want, but basically it's like a TV show, but in book form. So instead of a full-length novel, you have these shorter stories that all continue in one long story. It sort of feels, yeah, like a TV show, and they get fast released so that you can feel like a new episode is coming out of like my favorite story, my favorite show, which is super fun. It is a fairy tale mashup, and it is currently in the drafting and editing phase for the different episodes that are part of the first season. And I've been always looking to self-publish this book. We'll talk about a little bit why, and I was looking to publish it by 2021. Just to tell you a little bit more. As I said, Sisters of the Shadowwood is a loose fairy tale mashup. So I think fans of Once Upon a Time are really gonna love this. So if you love Once Upon a Time, let me know in the comments, because it has all these different like fairy tale characters. They're like inspired by fairy tale characters, not like to the T, but inspired by, and they all sort of live in this one town surrounded by a forest. So there's some similarities there, but also a lot of differences. I pulled in inspiration from Red Riding Hood, Robin Hood, Cinderella, King Midas, Rumpelstiltskin, and a ton more. And the very in-progress pitch has been this: serving the Duke's daughter by day, 3 handmaidens spend their nights stealing magical knowledge from the rich to give to the poor. But when their royal lady, an unlikely friend, begins turning to gold, the handmaidens must find a way to break her family's curse while keeping their secret life a secret, or risk losing everything. And I know that's really, really rough and really vague because I haven't wanted to reveal too much to the public yet, but gives you a little taste. And there's some themes in there about true friendship and sisterhood in the midst of things that can really break apart friendships, like competition and jealousy. And I have a couple different handmaidens that each have their own arc, and they're battling with their identity and the lies that they're believing. And some of those lies are, I am not what I create, or the truth is that they'll learn is, I am not what I create, I am not what I can do, and I am not what others think of me. So if you've ever experienced any of those, you might relate to these characters. My patrons actually have 3 pages of snippets of the first episode right now. So they really enjoyed that. And if you're interested in getting a sneak peek of that, you can check out my Patreon page. And I've also showed them some examples of some mock covers because I already have titles and cover like inspiration that I've been pulling together because I've had such a vision for the story. Now we have Ash and Dust, and I just want to check the comments real fast because I saw a bunch come in, and I see I'm a patron, yay! Lysandra, thank you so much, and Mary and JJ. And let's see, I saw a couple. Lee Ann is also a patron, been following on YouTube for a year, took more interest when you started doing live streams. Now I'm a patron, and I so love that you're a patron, Lee Ann. It's been so fun to do some collabs with you too. Let's see, I probably found you in YouTube, and I decided to stick on when I found your author website, and not to mention your story on Wings of Ash and Dust, which I'm going to talk about right now. So I'm super excited that you've been loving that. Katie's excited for the mashup. Yes. Oh my gosh. Once Upon a Time is awesome. Leanne's wondering who else is working on a serial. You can chat with her. Yay, I'm so excited. You guys are excited about the story. Bethany says, as someone who's read both of these stories, I can say you're gonna love them. Bethany, you're great. Rian says, I'm a patron too. Love the snippets of the Sisters of the Shadowwood. Yay! Okay, so let's talk a little bit about On Wings of Ash and Dust, shall we? Because this is the story that's been more longer time in the works. It's how I've been describing it a couple different ways. If you know the TV show Carnival Row, I never watched the full thing, but I loved that they had like fairies with wings. And so that aspect, along with Six of Crows, are 2 like kind of comp titles. So if you love those stories or that show, you might love this story. I'm also, for people that might not be as familiar with those other comp titles, I say Lord of the Rings meets the Hunger Games with fairies. So the pitch for this is Pixie Pirate Quinn battles a mute beast tamer, a flirtatious merman, a blind artist, and a pompous princess for the fairy crown. But as an ancient prophecy entwines their fates, rivals must become allies before there's no world left to rule. So this is On Wings of Ash and Dust. Actually, my patrons have a version of the first chapter. I'm still in editing mode with this too, but they have the current first chapter on Patreon as well. And it's been really fun to hear their experience of reading that too. And I wanted to go a little bit more into this story because I've always told you guys there's 5 different fairy clans, but I've never actually explained what they're about. And I just think they're so cool. So I wanted to take a minute to explain a little bit about them. Each of my main characters comes from a different clan. So each of the people, the fairies who are competing, and they're distinguished by mainly 3 things: their wings, their type of wings, where they live, and their value, what they value most, or what I'm calling their etho. This is not a human world or like a contemporary fantasy where like a human comes from the human world and goes into like the fantasy realm. Not like that. It's all fairies, full fantasy world where the fairies are the rulers. So kind of envision that because I haven't seen a whole lot of that in the fairy books I've been reading. So I'm excited to sort of break some ground here. I want to tell you a little bit about the clans. And I also want to just say a disclaimer that I've borrowed some of this artwork from Pinterest just to show you some examples. And I've linked a Pinterest board down below that has these exact images and the artists they tied back to give credit to them. So I just want to say this is not my actual character art. This is just Pinterest inspired things to help you get kind of a visual. So I'm going to go through the clans just a little bit because they're super fun. So the middle one represents my main character, and she's part of the Gwillian clan, which have dragon-like wings. They live in the mountains and they value strength above all else. So they're sort of like the warrior-esque kind of vibe. And then in the top, I think right corner for you guys is going to be the dryads. And they have the typical fairy kind of butterfly, translucent, like insect kind of wings. They live in the forest and they value protecting and cultivating life above all else. And then below that, we have our nymphs, and they live in the waters, in the sea. You can tell they have a mermaid, merman kind of form in the water, but they look like normal fairies outside of the water. They have fin-like wings, and they value beauty above all else. The kobolds on the top, trying to like a mirror because it's mirrored for me. The top left for you guys is the kobolds, and they live underground in the tunnels. They have bat-like wings, and they value creativity above all else. They're very quirky. They've got sort of like a steampunk kind of vibe, and very eccentric, very fun. And then the sylphs on the bottom, oh my gosh, anybody else left and right here? The bottom left, yes, are the sylphs. And they have bird-like wings. They live on top of what I'm calling the sacred vine. It's sort of like a Jack and the Beanstalk kind of vision there. And in the clouds on top of the vine. And they are the current rulers of the world. They also value knowledge above all else. And they are the big reason why there's this competition for the fairy crown, because they have sort of a corrupt kind of ruling, and the competition will decide which fairy clan will rule the rest. And some of the themes that I have in here are actually unity, even though there's a lot of disunity at the beginning of the book, and redemption with my specific character. And just to introduce you to her just a little bit, this is character art that was done maybe sometime last year by Rachel Allen. Her Instagram is pip400art. She's amazing. So this was the first kind of character art that I had commissioned for my main character, Quinn. She's taken herself actually out of her clan at the beginning of the book. And when you leave your clan or you're banished from your clan, you become an outsider, and you either have to survive on your own or you have to join a band of misfits. In this case, Quinn has joined the pirates. So that is really fun because I love playing with like that band of misfits kind of trope as well. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is what my original plan was for publishing both of these books. And then I'm going to talk to you about what's actually happening. So we're finally getting into the nitty-gritty of it all. I see some questions and some comments, so I just want to pull them up real fast. Leanne loves the aesthetics. Yay, I'm so excited. I have sent the pitch of my YA debut fantasy novel series, so please take a look. That's so awesome. First chapter was really well written, says Satan. That's one of my patrons as well. Drew me in and can't wait to read more. Satan, you're so sweet. I loved, you sent me a personal message too after you read it. It made my day. Gabrielle says, I've been considering joining the AuthorTube, but I'm an MA student right now and don't have time to balance it. Plus I totally get it. It's a lot of work. That's why I do live streams. They're actually a lot easier. So glad you love the aesthetic, Mary. Are there any non-magical people at all in this world? So there are no people, just fairies. And some of the fae actually reject magic entirely and think that it's a weakness. So that is part in the story as well. And then there's others that obviously have it. The center image that you used for your old aesthetic was actually very cool and very fierce. Yes, and I had to replace that for a specific reason. JJ was a beta reader, yay! Yes, no actual people. Child of God, the underground fairy pick is probably one of my favorites. Love me some steampunk vibes, me too. And then Mai says, I'm so here for these fairy clans. You're so creative. Thank you. I'm so excited you like them. And JC says, are there PR firms available for older authors? So this is, if you have any questions kind of like that, we can definitely talk at the end if we have time. I just want to definitely make sure we get through all of the fun details. Okay, so my original plan for these two stories was this. First, I was like, okay, I'm going to go hybrid, and I was trying to go hybrid at the same time, pursue both at the same time. So first I was going to be querying Ash and Dust, and I was sort of thinking, okay, it's okay that if it takes a little while for traditional publishing, like, querying, and then, once you get chosen, like your agent needs to then find a publisher and all this different kind of stuff. But in the meantime, I was okay with that because I could work on Sisters of the Shadowwood. So that was sort of my self-publishing, like I'll work on this right now as I'm querying, and I'll be able to get something out there for you guys while I'm pursuing traditional. And then I said, if I decided to self-publish Ash and Dust after querying, if I couldn't find the right agent, or just things weren't seeming to work out, then I could totally publish it myself. But here's the thing. Here's where we take what I shared at the very beginning and we sort of apply it to my specific situation. There were quite a few things that I started to have to consider, especially in 2021. First is that TradPub has gotten even slower with COVID. And I think it's even harder to break in right now. For an example, I got a like for Ash and Dust on Pitman. And that means that when you get a like, that agent wants you to submit your story directly to them. And they will get back to you sooner than if you're in the slush pile of all the queries. So I was super excited and I sent it off and they were like, great, what we usually do. And they were like, we're like the fastest responders in the business. And I also had talked to some other TradPub friends that were like, yes, these people are legit. So that was good. And they were like, hey, like we're gonna get back to you, within a month. And so I was like, awesome, that's great. And that month turned into 2, turned into 3, because all the craziness of COVID had just started. And it just, it got intense, it got long. And I was like, I don't know, like traditional publishing is already long enough. I don't wanna wait that long. And so that was kind of like I don't like this. And maybe it's gotten better since people have figured out how to live with everything, but that got my wheels turning. Also, I know that I want at least a sequel to Ash and Dust. So I was like, I could get an agent, but then what if they don't want to publish the sequel? Like that will just suck really bad. Another thing is that my brother, and I can't even remember if I said it here on the channel because I've definitely told patrons, but let me know if I haven't told you guys. My brother has been working on designing a board game, and after he read my book, he was like, can I have my board game inspired by your book? Because I love your book so much. I love the clans, I love the dynamics. I could see so many ways it could be a board game. And he wants to start a Kickstarter for it, and he wants to make it this whole amazing thing where he can say inspired by this book by Brittany Wang. And I can say, hey, I have this book, and now if you want to play the board game, go check out his board game. And we started talking about this and planning this, and he's been developing so much, and I'm just like, what if I get traditionally published and then I'm sharing rights, and then I have to figure out how to like balance that with my brother's game? And I'm just like, oh, it's getting really complicated because I really want this to happen. I think it'd be so fun. The other thing is that I have so many fun marketing ideas for the fairy clans. And because they're so diverse, because they're so different and have different personalities, I'm sort of thinking like Hogwarts house kind of distinctions. I have so many different ways that I can market this. And we're gonna talk about marketing at the end a little bit, give you a little sneak peek, but I might not be able to do certain things if I go trad with this book because they have, sort of agreements and different things that you have to abide by. Another thing is that Ash and Dust is much farther along. Basically, it needs a development editor, a copy editor, it needs cover design, and then it's done. Like it could be in your hands very soon. So I'm just like, do I keep pursuing Sisters of the Shadowwood, which is in a very much rougher form, or do I like go ahead with Ash and Dust? I'm sneaking in some sneak peeks here. And then, as I said, Sisters of the Shadowwood is taking a little bit longer than I would have liked. And I've always thought that Ash and Dust could actually make a really awesome serial. And a lot of you know that I've been doing a series on chronicling my experience writing and publishing a serial. And when I first started thinking about doing a serial, I was actually thinking of Ash and Dust. And I'll tell you why in a little bit, because it actually sort of separates in a really nice way. But I was so like in my TradPub brain that I was like, this can never be a serial because I want to traditionally publish it. And so, but originally I was like, this would make a really great serial. But because I'm not going to do that, I'm going to create a whole new story, which I also really love Sisters of the Shadowwood. So now I've been torn. And yeah, it's been hard, but this is what I've been thinking, and this is my plan going forward, okay? That if my main goal is to publish sooner rather than later, then self-publishing Ash and Dust first could be really awesome because, again, it only needs some editing and covers. I could feasibly see this getting published by early spring 2021. It could be a serial, like I said, so it has 5 different parts of the competition, and then it sort of has like an intro section, sort of introduces you and sets up the main character. And so I'm like, there are like 6 episodes perfectly outlined right here. Like, this could be really cool. And then I've already built a platform and taken a self-publishing course, and I just feel like I have all the tools that I feel like I could really, really do this well. And then I would keep working on Sisters of the Shadowwood in the meantime. I would be less rushed and less stressed. And then I could maybe publish it by the end of 2021 or the beginning of 2022. So I'm going to check the comments real fast, but oh, yes, Katie really likes the board game. That sounds so cool. Does your brother do commissions on board games? This is his first one, so I could ask him, but after he gets this underway, maybe it'll be a thing. Ash and Dust, Ash and Dust, Ash and Dust. Ah, yay, Amanda, thank you. It would be really soon. So yeah, so I think you all have guessed it. I hope I've convinced you that I've picked the right avenue. But here's the reveal, the official reveal, that I am in the process right now, in the midst of it, of self-publishing on Wings of Ash and Dust. And I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's just like such a cool feeling. And again, it's so cool to celebrate with all of you, because whether you have been here with me for a couple weeks, like some of you said before, or a couple years, your support and your encouragement and your love for my content and story building and fantasy worlds has just meant the world to me. So I want to catch you up on some of the secrets that I've been holding back. Are you guys ready? First of all, I have an editor. So I think I mentioned that I hired an editor a couple months ago, but I didn't mention which story it was for. And I think a lot of you were assuming it was for Sisters of the Shadowwood. That story is still not quite there. You know, and I'm just going to say real quick, it's like writing a serial. There is the potential of getting stories out there faster, but my heart is to get all the episodes written and finalized before I publish it. So it's basically like writing another novel, and then publishing all of them fast release. So that's why it's taking a little bit longer. But I have an editor. It's for On Wings of Ash and Dust. She's amazing. Let me just tell you, I can't wait to tell you more about her at some point in the future. I just got my edit letter back last week, and it is phenomenal. Like, gut-wrenching and some things that I have to fix, but like super helpful and really encouraging. And she just loves the story, so it just makes me so happy. And she is helping me make it into a serial. So I pitched the idea of making it into that, and I've separated it into where I think the separation should be. I have temporary titles for each of the serials, and she's giving me feedback on, she loves it as a serial, and she is giving me feedback on how to sort of tighten it up and make it even better. So that is in the works. That's what I'll be working on for Nano. Spoiler, I will be a Nano rebel editing On Wings of Ash and Dust. And then cover design. So I decided that, at least for this iteration of covers, because you can always update covers with self-publishing, is I wanted to go illustrated. So I auditioned some illustrators by having them each do character art of Quinn, who's going to be, spoiler, on the first cover. And then I could use all of the character art for promo, but I was going to pick one illustrator to do the cover. So I figured out what styles they did, and it was so hard because all of them were so good, but eventually I had to pick one. So I have picked one. I'm using their art, and I'm going to be doing the typography on Photoshop. So I'm learning about that, and that's been really fun. And the first cover is practically done. And I'm not revealing it today because that's going to come later, but I can't wait. I can't wait to show you guys because it's going to be cool. And just to give you a sneak peek, again, I'm not revealing the actual character art I've gotten or the official cover art yet. And they are definitely more in a realistic vibe. And here are some of the covers that inspired me for that style. So these are not my covers, but they are ones I found on Pinterest, books that I've either read or I'd be interested in reading that I felt like sort of jived with the tone and the style that I was looking for. So these are some of the examples that I sent to the illustrators, and they did a really great job of trying to sort of match and make sure that my book would fit within these young adult fantasy books, which is really cool. Bethany has seen the cover and she says, it's so good, you guys. Yes. Oh, so excited. And I'm seeing just a bunch of you so excited with me. So I'm really, yay. This just, again, no better way to celebrate than with all of you just being excited with me. So yes. And then let's see, can't wait to see the cover. Yeah, so I'm gonna show you something else right now to whet your appetite because, where are my notes here? Okay. Because something else happened while I was working with the illustrators, okay? My YouTube channel got approved for something called YouTube memberships, which allows members to give monthly support in exchange for cool YouTube perks like custom member badges that show up right next to your name in the when you comment on a video or when you're in the live stream, it'll be like tagged right next to your name. So depending on how long you've been a member, you'll actually get like upgraded in different badges, which is super fun. So I got to design with an illustrator some custom member badges, or I could. Spoiler. And then you can also use custom emojis during the live stream. And I was just like, I go live like every week. Like it would be so fun to have custom emojis, specifically if I could tie them into my book for the awesome people that are here with me live to use. This would be perfect for my channel. So I asked one of the illustrators if she'd be willing to create some custom badges and emojis based on the characters in the world from On Wings of Ash and Dust. And drum roll, please. Here are some of the emojis that we've been working on. And obviously they are very cartoonized, right? Emojis are supposed to be big features and super fun. But on the right-hand side, we have Quinn, my main character. And on the left, I'm not going to say his name yet, but one of the characters who's a little flirty. And so he's got the heart eyes emoji and Quinn has the snarky kind of emoji face. And so if I was like, this would be so cool if I start a YouTube membership, then I could have some of my people who join the membership use these emojis, and they're so freaking cute. I was so excited with how they're coming out, and there's going to be even more added. Like I'd love to at least have the 5 main characters and maybe do a couple different versions of different expressions. But then we wanted to design badges. And like I said before, if you're a member, then each level of membership, which is like if you're a member for a month, you get a certain badge, a level member for a couple months, you get the next badge. You actually get to transform into the different fairy clans or different fairy levels. So let me just walk you through this. So level 1, you actually start out as a rebel pirate fairy, sort of like Quinn. And then level 2, you get the sylph fairy wing. They're all differentiated by the types of wings, right, that each of the clans have. So level 2 is the sylph fairy. Level 3 is the nymph fairy. Level 4 is the dryad fairy. Level 5 is the kobold fairy. And level 6 is the Gwillian fairy. And in the book, none of, except the sylphs that lead and that rule, none of them are actually like higher above the other. But I just thought it'd be really cool that you could be like, this month, like I'm a nymph, you know? And as the book comes out and you guys learn even more about what that means, hopefully that will be even more exciting. But I thought that this would be really cool. So if you want to get in on the fun and help support this book become a reality, if this sounds like the kind of book that you're super excited about and that you definitely want to read and you can't wait to have in your hands, because self-publishing can be pricey, through your monthly support, you could get these perks. I'm going to be adding even more perks coming up. And all you need to do is actually available right now. There should be a join button below this video, as well as on my YouTube channel video or YouTube channel page. There's a join button there, and you can learn about even more. I have like a welcome video that I'll make live right after this video, where I explain this in even more detail. And I think the first level, where you get the emojis and the badges, is like $1.99 a month. So if you'd like to support the book and this channel, and you've just appreciated the content, and you'd like to sort of partner with me and get even more involved and be sort of on the inside about a bunch of things, then definitely consider that, because it's going to be super fun. And I can't wait to see some of those like emojis and like badges and stuff for all you guys in there. Plus, I might be having merch, because these emojis are coming out so freaking cute that I'm like, I need to put them on merch. We need to have the gear. And so I am thinking about starting off with something like this. This is not public yet, but I'm just playing around with Teespring. And if you're a member, you will get, I think it's in the second level of membership, you get discounts to this store. And if you're at any level, you will get to sort of vote and help vote on different merch items. And if you're in my Patreon and you would like to check that out instead, I have a lot of writer resources that are exclusive to Patreon, communities, live streams, all kinds of stuff. You guys are also going to get first looks at everything Ash and Dust related. So early looks at episodes, cover reveals, first dibs on Street Team, and much more. And you guys will also get to vote and be involved in the merch process. And if we go back here for a second, you can see that it has a Rebel fairy here. And so I would love to have, you know, one for each different clan and have it sort of match their expression and their personality. And you can see my friend Kara, I don't know if she's here, but my friend Kara, on the back of the shirts or sweatshirts, she was like, you should have the wings on the back so that when they turn around, it looks like they have the wings, the fairy wings. And I'm like, that is such a good idea. So I'm playing around with that. You can see at the top middle back of the shirt there. But I would love to like even have all of the mugs, like just for me, even if you guys don't want to buy it, I want to buy it. All of the mugs of all of the faces and the different fairy clans up on my shelf. I think that'd be so fun. So I'm working on different things like that. And I think once the book is out and people really get a sense of what these clans are like, again, I've always had this vision of like fandom where, you know, if you feel like if I was part of one of the fairy clans, I would be a kobold, you know, then you would want maybe some of the kobold gear and be able to represent your clan just like you could represent like a Harry Potter Hogwarts house. So this is really fun. Yeah, so I think that those for now are all the reveals that I wanted to give you guys today. What I'm going to do going forward is take you through the editing process with the professional editor. I'm going to take you through all the publishing stages. And if you're a patron or if you're a YouTube member, you guys are going to be able to vote on which videos I prioritize. And if I have like a Q&A, you guys get to be the first ones to submit questions and get them featured here. So I think that's gonna be really fun. And yeah, I think it's just, I'm just bubbling over. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm just like, so, okay, I have a bunch of, let's see. Oh my God, I will be joining. Dania, I would love that, please. I want to see these badges and these emojis so bad on here. Oh my word, I'm so excited. Bethany's excited, Child of God's excited, Mary's excited, JJ's excited. Amanda, what? That's amazing. Yes, I'm so excited. Love the wings and badges. Katie, totally Kara's idea. Kara and Zach, my friends, they are amazing. And they have a lot of other really good ideas that I might play around with. So, ooh, so excited. And I'm so excited that you love them. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's any questions. Yeah, if you guys have questions at this point, wow, I got through that a whole lot faster than I thought I was. Usually I'm like almost to like 40 to like 50 minutes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't get through everything. So kudos to me. I'm getting better, you guys. Caitlin, I'm so glad you're here. I need that sweatshirt. Yes, I'm so excited. And it's going to be available in a bunch of different colors. So hopefully very, very soon I will have merch available. So much exciting news. Yay. Yes, merch. Yes. Oh, yes, the mugs. I can't wait for the mugs. I seriously can't wait. You know what? Another thing I really, really want at some point too are Funko Pops of my characters. That's another thing I really, really want to do. So I'm going to look on Etsy and see if that's a thing. Yes, just taking my money. I love it. I'm so glad you guys are excited because I feel like, you know, it's my baby. So I'm like super excited, but for you guys to be excited, it's just like, just makes it that much better. Yay. I'm so excited that yay. Amazing news. Let's see. Great fandom. Marketing, love it. Can't wait to see which clan I belong to. Yes, I want to make like a quiz so that you guys can figure out, you can always just pick, but I think it'd be fun to have a quiz. Are you going to be doing a quiz? Oh, I didn't even read that part. Yes, I need to figure out how to do that, but yes, it's totally happening. No questions, but please publish Ash and Dust soon. Yay! So what's going to happen is that I'm hoping, so glad you guys are loving the merch. Before I keep going, hold on one second. JJ became a member! Yes! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Wait, is your badge showing up? I want, is it showing? I might not be able to see it on here on StreamYard. Sadie became a member. Dania became a member. You guys are amazing. Okay, so I can't wait. Can I see it? I think I have the comments somewhere else. It's beautiful. I can't show it on here, you guys, but I see JJ's comment and I see the fairy rebel pirate icon and it's just blowing my mind. I'm so excited. And I think you get the next level in like a month or two. So I seriously can't wait. I can't wait to see these. But okay, let me just clarify too that the episodes of Ash and Dust, right? What I'm thinking is that each episode is going to come out every couple of weeks, starting whenever I start to publish it, which hopefully I will get like a release date to you guys in a couple of weeks. But I'm hoping in the beginning, early stages of 2021. And then after all the episodes are out for a while, I will publish a physical copy of all the episodes all together in a physical book that you can purchase. So all the serial episodes will be ebooks at first. And you'll be able to sort of do a read along with me and sort of dialogue and do like, I have a bunch of different ideas. I won't spoil it all, but I have a bunch of different ideas. Okay, let's see. Cam's one of my patrons too. So much goodness. So excited for you. Thank you. Dania, you figured it out. I love it. I'm so excited. I know I keep saying I'm so excited. I'm sorry. I'll stop. I too have these fandom stuff. Yay! It's so fun to think about all the marketing things. I want to do a whole video with like just sharing all my marketing ideas. Please scroll back to questions. You can always repost your question if I missed it. Funko Pops, yes. JJ, you're the best. Yes, I want to figure out the whole Funko Pop thing so bad. You said Ash and Dust is going to be a serial. Does that mean it will only be an ebook form? So yep, I just talked about this. Will there ever be a paperback once the whole, yes, I want to do paperback and then I want to release hardcover and I would love to do an audiobook and I got to figure out if I can afford that. And if not, I might just read it myself. Because I want an audiobook so bad. Yes. Oh, it's showing up. I'm so excited to see this, you guys. It's just making my day. Ooh, sorry. Wait, hold on. I gotta go back. I see it. Cool. Ah, yay. Lysandra, thank you. You guys are the sweetest. Yes. The world of the many opportunities and ideas of being an author and bringing your growing audience with you is phenomenal strategy. This is truly great. Thank you. Yeah. And like there's 6 episodes over the course of weeks and weeks. So it'll be like a whole journey. And my vision, you guys, is that because the competition is happening as the episodes go on, I want you guys to feel like you're in the competition too. And that you have stakes in like who's gonna win and like what's gonna happen to them. And like it's happening in like real time as you're reading it. Because you could probably read the whole book in like a day or two or a couple days, you know, depending on how long it ends up finally being. But I think it'll be really fun to all experience it together. Oh, I'm so bummed that I can't see. Oh, we're seeing the emojis in the chat box. Oh my gosh, I'm so bummed that like StreamYard isn't pulling it over. I'm so glad that you guys are seeing the emojis. It's making my heart so freaking happy. You have no idea. So there, just to let you guys know too, like the snarky and the hearts, like if you're watching on YouTube and you go see the live chat, it's showing the emojis and it's just making my day. This is the best birthday ever, you guys, or at least one of them. Okay, I'm gonna leave it open for at least a minute or two more, just in case there's any other questions, but I can see you guys just like doing it up with the emojis, which is making me so happy. But yes, so let me know if you have any other questions, but I do wanna let you know, because usually I've been going live on Wednesdays. And so tomorrow's Wednesday, and instead of me going live on my channel on Wednesdays, then we're gonna go live on my friend Holly's channel a little bit later in the day at 9:15 Eastern Standard Time to do sort of like an outline with me, a plan with me, but focusing on finishing prepping for Preptober. So I will be working on Ash and Dust. If you guys want to come join us over at Write Holly Davis, her YouTube channel. I don't think I linked it yet in the description, but I will link it after this. And that's going to be a lot of fun. And I feel like I had Another thing I wanted to say, and I'm totally forgetting it because I'm just so excited. Oh, the last thing that I want to say is, did you guys enjoy having the live stream at this time on this day? Because Wednesdays have increasingly become more busy for me, and Tuesdays would be a great day to have live streams going forward. I chose 1 p.m. today because my patrons voted for time slots for doing it today, and 1 p.m. was, even though it was pretty split, 1 p.m. was pretty high up there. And so if this works on a regular basis for you guys, I might make Tuesdays at 1 p.m. My new live stream times, and then I might every once in a while sort of either add an additional video or live stream that'll be like earlier in the day or later in the day for those of you that might be watching this later and being like, oh, we're changing the time. I might shake it up here and there. But I had to change the day. I hope you guys can understand. But if this time works for you and you would love for it to continue this way, definitely let me know. And, you know, I might eventually, life always changes, so I might change it up again in the future. But thank you again. Thank you so much, Cam. Tuesdays work for you. I think a lot of you, you're here, so it'll probably work for you very much. Made it so much better and easier for me to get to. Yay, Tuesdays, yay. Good. Okay. And again, a lot of you are already here. So this time works and day works perfect for me. Fabulous. So I will probably be here at 1 p.m. next week on Tuesday. So yeah, I'm going to hang out again for just one more minute to see if there's any other questions. But I hope you guys are excited about just being with me through this process, and I can't wait to have like videos coming out where I'm not just like speculating about publishing. And I just got the book launch planner by Mandy Lynn. So I'm going to be diving into this and maybe doing as a video like a little walkthrough of like my favorite pages in here and just how helpful this is being to me. So I'm really excited about that. But a lot of my videos, yeah, going forward will be editing, publishing related, and then revealing more things about this story and like cover reveals and release dates. And this all feels very surreal and fun. I'm excited. Fine for you guys. Good. Tuesdays work. Great time for me in the UK. Are you planning on doing just a chatting live stream anytime soon where we can talk about your different work in progress, ask questions we might have about how to do certain things? I could totally do like an open Q&A. I sometimes feel like when I get ready for a Q&A, like I ask for questions and I don't get a whole lot of response maybe until like the day of. So we can definitely plan to do that at some point. Just make sure you're following me on Instagram because I usually ask for questions there. Or if you're a patron or a YouTube member, I will definitely ask you guys for questions as well, and we can totally do a Q&A, just open hangout. That would be really fun if you guys would like to do that. Okay, yeah, we're here, so it works better for you guys. Yay, I'm so excited. I love the stories. Thank you, Katie, so much. Can't wait for all the things. I'm excited for your stories too. Katie's also an author tuber. If you guys aren't watching her and checking out her stuff, you definitely should. Oh, wait, I missed Amanda's. This is a nice time of day, and I can listen while I'm doing lunch, so perfect. I don't have Instagram, but still have Q&As. Are you signed up for my newsletter, Child of God? Because I think I usually ask people over there as well, or you can, I'll try. I will try somehow. You know what? Send me an email. authorbrittanyWang@gmail.com. It's on this. Is it on the screen? It's not on the screen. Sorry. But yeah, and you can send me any questions you know that you have already or whenever you have them, and then I can just add them into the Q&A. Awesome. Okay, I think we are closing up. You guys, this has been so fun to hang out and spend time and to celebrate together about all the things that are actually happening. So I'm gonna go. I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Thank you again so much for the birthday wishes and just being here to experience all of this with me. And if you're watching the replay and you made it this far all the way into the video, you guys are rock stars for watching all the way to the end. Thank you so much. And thank you again to all my YouTube members. If you guys want to check that out, you can. Okay, more things tomorrow night, Wednesday on Holly's channel, or next Tuesday at 1 p.m. Bye.